crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Don't forget to take your chaga, vitamin C, vitamin D, all the stuff that clears your body from all the winter illness that's coming. All right. First of all, I rarely do this, but I'm going to do it now. Make sure if you get a message from Bix Weir, a personal message or something from Facebook or Twitter or something, that's not me. It's not me. Don't give them all your cryptos. So many fakes going out these days. Everybody's having a problem with it. And Facebook and Twitter, they're all very, very slow to remove any account. Every account counts, even the fake ones. But also, if you're watching my YouTube channels, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go check out all our videos. We got tons of videos. If you're interested in silver, the financial collapse, music, cryptos, you name it, go back through the archives. Probably about, I'd say 80% of the archives had to be removed because back before Twitter or before YouTube was censoring everything, I talked a lot about different things that aren't allowed to be talked about now. Yes, in the United States of America, you're not allowed to talk about a lot of stuff. And it's really pathetic, very pathetic how they're getting away with this shit, especially because it was my tax money that created Google and YouTube and Facebook, and all those were created mostly through In-Q-Tel, which is the investment arm of the CIA, and that is paid by your tax money. So keep that in mind when you talk about censorship and whether or not it's a private platform or a public square type of thing. All right. So like and subscribe. Thank you for that. Hysterically, yesterday's temperature where I live in Northern California was 112 degrees. I've never lived through 112 degree weather, I don't think. It was crazy. You couldn't go outside. You could fry an egg on the sidewalk type of thing. So it's hot. It's hot in California just after the idiot in charge, Gavin Newsom, declared that we're going completely electric cars by 2035. The dumbest thing. Well, if you're a silver investor, you love that shit. I mean, go ahead, Gavin, give it to him. That's another 4 or 5 million ounces of silver that is needed every single year. Good luck with that, Gavin. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where you're going to get that silver, as well as all the other components that are needed for these batteries. The new batteries take all these rare earth metals and all kinds of strange shit in those batteries. So good luck. It will obviously fail. It's impossible to do on a global scale. California is in the process of giving out money. That's the question. Where do they get all the money they give out? They charge massive taxes. People are moving out of California. Something's got to break. I fear because the voting system has not been changed and has not been fixed. Neither party is doing that. You never hear that. You just hear all these accusations, but nobody decides to fix it. There is a patent at the U.S. Post Office for fixing it, and it's crypto-based, and it's an amazing patent. Came out right before the last presidential election, but they decided not to implement it. You tell me why. Lots of conspiracies around that, but hey, nothing's going to change unless you change how we vote. So get ready for that. All right, here's what's going on. As I've said, Europe's going to go first, 2 weeks later, the United States. Trillions in liquidity support is going to be needed as Swiss and the Finns join Europe's bailout brigade. As we detailed over the weekend, many companies are finding it increasingly difficult to manage margin calls, an exchange requirement for extra collateral to guarantee trading positions when prices rise. These are the derivative. I've been saying it for a zillion years. The derivative market, 2 quadrillion in derivative, every single derivative has a counterparty. There's two sides to these equations. Yes, the big banks can survive with the bailout, but the little guys will get destroyed. And at 2 quadrillion, nobody is going to be able to do it. Credit Suisse repo guru Zoltan Pozsar published what may have been the most insightful snippet of the entire European energy crisis to date when he extended the infamous Minsky moment framework to Europe, and specifically Germany, when he said, quote, "Can't cover its payments without Russian gas, and the government is asking citizens to conserve energy to leave more for industry." Oh, God. He then elaborated that Minsky moments are triggered by excessive financial leverage, and in the context of supply chains, leverage means excessive operating leverage. In Germany, $2 trillion of value added depends on $20 billion of gas from Russia. That's 100 times leverage, much more than Lehman's. Much more than Lehman's. But while Germany is front and center in this margin call melees, many other European nations are suddenly succumbing to what Zoltan dubbed a Minsky supply chain moment. Over the weekend, we reported that Sweden and Austria had begun to bail out their energy suppliers. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer said the loan to Wien Energy is an extraordinary rescue measure to ensure 2 million customers, mainly Vienna households, continue to receive electricity. Prime Minister Magdalene Andersson said the government would offer hundreds of billions of kroner in support of electricity producers. The PM warned that, left unchecked, rising collateral demands for electricity producers could ripple through the main NASDAQ clearing market and Stockholm and, in the worst case, spark a financial crisis, just as Zoltan warned almost a year ago. And today, Reuters reports that Finland and Sweden have joined the bailout brigade. Finnish utility Fortum said it had signed a bridge financing agreement with the government investment company Solidium, which was worth 2.35 billion euros to cover its collateral needs. Swiss utility Expo said it will receive a credit line of up to 4 billion Swiss francs from the government to secure its liquidity needs. Billions of dollars are going bad in the derivative market. Bravo, Putin. Bravo. Little did we know we were so susceptible to the little things. Well, I knew all along. Wait till Putin goes after silver. Wait till Putin raises his hand and says, everybody who hates the West, go buy all the silver you can, because they're rigging the price. It's about 300, 500, 800, 1,000 times too cheap. And poof, instantly, like that, gone. Every silver ounce on the planet will be gone. Buy your silver today. Don't wait for tomorrow. I know. But Bix, it keeps going down. If you're trying to buy the bottom, good luck. Nobody has ever gotten the bottom. That's what I have to say about any market. Raise your hand if you hit the bottom. People will claim it on occasion. That's just luck. If you hit the bottom of, say, anything. What was the bottom of silver? I think it was $4.12 when I first started buying silver. And I was buying it $5. And I'm saying, oh my God, I've destroyed everything I had. I lost 20% of what I had. And then you hang on. I mean, if you're brilliant, people tell me all the time, when the cryptos are low, when silver's low, they say, oh, I never should have listened to you. Well, I said buy silver at $4.12. I said buy silver at $35. And I also say that the most important thing, you got to hang on. You got to hang on for dear life. Otherwise, be a trader. I mean, if you bought Theta at, what was it, 4 cents, 5 cents, and you sold it $13.50 or $15 or whatever it is, great move. And then it went back down to $1. It's going to do that. It's going to go back up too. So I always answer, oh, you must not have bought Theta at 5 cents when I was screaming about it. If you're mad at that it's $1.20, yes, it's going into the thousands. I can't tell you which day or which year. It'll be after the crash, I can guarantee you that. And then it'll be an interesting world after the crash. Very interesting world. I'll get to that in a second. One of the funniest things I've seen is this morning talk show where it's this talk show in the UK. You just got to watch it to believe it.
So we'll pay your energy bills. We've got £1,000 as well. So this is energy bills, I think, for 4 months if it stops on that.
Nice.
So how are your energy bills? Are you a bit worried about it all?
Major.
Yeah.
Are you?
I've got one of these prepayment meters, and it's absolutely murder.
No.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The big giveaway is either £1,000 or we're gonna pay your energy for 4 months. Now, let's see what happens to this guy after he spins.
Thank you.
We're paying
Look at that.
your.
There you go. You got the energy bill.
We're paying your energy bill for 4 months.
Oh, fantastic.
So everybody in the neighborhood's gonna plug into his house and just, oh my god, I love this shit because it's so bizarre. You would 5 years ago, well, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 10 months ago, you would watch this and say, this is the weirdest show ever. This is like right out of a Hunger Games type of shit. Unbelievable. And here's what's really going on also. Junk loan defaults worry Wall Street investors. Missed loan payments point to a hard landing for companies squeezed by interest rates. Financial pain is spreading in the junk loan market, showing how interest rate increases are hurting debt-laden companies and worrying investors that a credit crunch looms as the economy slows. Oh my God, can you imagine if you're a company trying to borrow money or you have a floating loan out there with a variable interest rate because you had shitty credit and you had to get a variable interest rate, or your lines of credit are on variable interest rates, you are losing your shirt. You are losing your shit and your shirt. And then you have the other side of that, even the banks, loan defaults, well, a bank can write it off. They get to leverage 10 to 1 anyway. When everybody defaults, goodbye bank. And we've seen that many times. That's what's coming. The Fed meeting is scheduled for September 20th and 21st. The Fed is stuck between a rock and a hard place. I think they'll raise rates just to fall on the sword, and everybody will blame the Fed, the bankers, for the collapse of everything, if the system stays together through the end of September. Most likely, I think, from the Road to Rooted documents, I think the Fed is ready. I think the Fed's going to raise interest rates, and everybody and their mother are going to puke on the system and say, screw the Fed. The Fed will be dissolved and put back into the Treasury, and we move on. And then Klaus Schwab will come out of the woodwork and say, oh, it's time for the Great Reset. This group of entities, the World Economic Forum, is what the Great Reset was. It's completely destroying individual rights and property and everything. This is the worst case scenario, is that after the system, people turn to these banks and elite and you name it, governments around the world, and turn to something like the Great Reset, where you own nothing but you like it, except him, of course. They own everything. And there are thousands of people part of the World Economic Forum. Cliff's been railing on them, absolutely. And this is the amazing thing. Here's a list of participants. They listed everybody who went to the May annual meeting. I mean, there's thousands of people here. And, I mean, it's talk about a list of people to be pissed off at, and here they are. It'll be really interesting. Those advocating JESRA, quantum financial system, all that XRP bullshit, do me a favor and read the NESRA Act, read the JESRA Act, and try to apply it to where we are today, where 99% of the elite own everything. And then after the crash, they're going for 100% of everything. And then apply NESRA to that and see how that fits in with your great plan. No, we won't go in the way of the World Economic Forum. We're going to institute NESRA. NESRA doesn't fix anything as far as the current. Everybody stays where they are. It just rejiggers how the system's going to work. But the 99% still own the 99% of everything. And it takes deciders, and no one's going to decide on NESRA or JESRA or XRP plan. XRP is part of the World Economic Forum. Potentially. And no bank would agree to XRP being, I mean, any of the banks today can invent, all the Federal Reserve banks can invent an easy way to transfer money with cryptos, like the SWIFT system. It's not a great invention. But the real good thing, the real exciting thing is, what will the court rule on XRP? If it rules that XRP was not a security, then none of the cryptos were securities. None of them. And the SEC went after all these companies and individuals with no legal authority to do so. I think that's why Reggie Middleton's Veritasium is still hung up. That deal's not over. Yeah, they shut Reggie down, but they still have 98 million Veritasium tokens sitting there out of the 100 million. Sitting there in limbo. For what, you might ask? We'll find out. Cliff High's data says that Veritasium and Bitcoin will cross. As in Veritasium will be worth more than Bitcoin. And everybody laughed at that. He's full of shit. And then all of a sudden his patent got approved last December. And everybody's like, holy shit, he's got the patent on DeFi. Of course it would be way, if it's implemented, it'll be way, 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 way higher than Bitcoin. So, yeah, interesting stuff. I'm working on something for Road to Ruta members. Try to get some Veritasium in your hands. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's what I got for you right now. It is the September to remember. So make sure you go to, first of all, like and subscribe to this video and go to roadtoruta.com. I put videos that I can't show on YouTube on the website, roadtoruta.com. Subscribe for the free stuff on the left side. It is free to subscribe to the Road to Ruta. If you want the 1-year membership behind the scenes stuff, click on subscribe today and we will send you the Road to Ruta Lives coin. This will pay for it. I mean, if silver really is going into the thousands, like I believe it is, obviously, when the system gets fixed after it breaks, this coin will pay for many years of subscriptions, and you'll be very happy you have one. Anyway, this is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you later.